There is a quiet tragedy unfolding all around us. Not because the world has run out of people, but because it is slowly running out of understanding. We have never been more connected. A message can travel across the world in seconds. A video can reach millions overnight. And yet, every day, countless people eat alone, cry alone, carry invisible burdens alone. We ask each other, "How are you?" But too often, we never wait to hear the real answer. Somewhere along the way, kindness became loud. It became something to post, something to announce, something to be seen doing. But the deepest acts of kindness have always happened in silence. A father who works late without complaining so his family can sleep peacefully. A teacher who notices the quiet student before anyone else does. A stranger who slows their pace so an elderly person never feels rushed. No applause, no recognition, no reward. Just one human quietly making another person's life a little lighter. Centuries ago, the Japanese gave this way of living a name, Omoiyari, a word that cannot be fully translated into English, because it is more than kindness, more than empathy, more than compassion. It is the quiet ability to sense what another person may be feeling before they ever ask for help, to notice what everyone else has overlooked, and to act not because you have to, but because someone else's heart matters as much as your own. Perhaps this is the wisdom our modern world needs most, not another productivity system, not another success formula, but a forgotten way of seeing one another. Because sometimes the smallest act of understanding becomes the greatest gift another human being will ever receive. This is the story of Omoiyari, the quiet Japanese philosophy that reminds us what it truly means to be human. Part 1. The loneliest crowd. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded city. Thousands of people pass by every hour. Conversations fill the air. Cars rush through the streets. Phones glow in every hand. From a distance, it looks like a world full of connection. But look a little closer. The woman smiling at her co-workers is silently grieving someone she lost months ago. The student laughing with friends goes home every night feeling invisible. The man sitting beside you on the train is wondering how he will tell his family that he lost his job. We have become experts at hiding our pain, not because we want to deceive others, but because we fear becoming a burden. So we learn to smile. We say, "I'm fine," even when we are anything but. Perhaps that is why loneliness has become one of the greatest challenges of our time. It is possible to be surrounded by people and still feel completely unseen. The truth is, most people are fighting battles that no one else can see. A quiet anxiety, a broken heart, an overwhelming sense of exhaustion, a dream that slowly slipped away. And often, all they truly need is for one person to notice. Not to solve every problem, not to offer perfect advice, simply to see them. This is where the philosophy of Omoiyari begins. Not with grand acts of generosity, but with a simple decision to stop rushing through people and start paying attention to them. Because every stranger you pass, every friend you meet, Every member of your own family is carrying a story you know nothing about. And sometimes the greatest kindness is not changing someone's life. It is making sure, for even a single moment, they no longer feel alone. Part 2. A word that cannot be translated. If you search for the meaning of Omoiyari, you will probably find words like kindness, empathy, compassion, thoughtfulness. But none of them are completely right, because Omoiyari is not simply about feeling sorry for someone, and it is not just understanding another person's emotions. It is the quiet ability to imagine what someone else might need before they ever have to ask. Imagine you're walking into a building. Behind you, someone is carrying heavy bags. Without thinking, you hold the door open, not because they requested your help, but because you noticed. Or imagine a friend who suddenly becomes quieter than usual. They keep saying they're fine, yet something feels different. Instead of accepting those two familiar words, you stay. You listen. You give them space to speak without forcing them to. That is Omoiyari. It begins with awareness, because most people will never tell you exactly what they need. Some are too afraid. Some don't want to worry others, and some simply have carried their burdens alone for so long they no longer expect anyone to notice. Omoiyari asks us to notice anyway, to pay attention not only to words but to silence, not only to smiles but to the tired eyes behind them. It reminds us that understanding another person isn't something that happens by accident. It begins when we slow down enough to truly see them. Perhaps that is why this philosophy cannot be translated into a single English word. It is not an action, it is not an emotion. It is a way of moving through the world, a quiet promise that before thinking only of ourselves, we will pause and gently ask, what might this person be carrying today? Part 3. The pain people never say out loud. Not every wound can be seen. A broken arm comes with a cast. A fever comes with a thermometer. But the deepest pain often wears a smile. Some people become quieter. Others become louder. Some keep themselves busy every minute of the day because silence forces them to face emotions they are trying to escape. The hardest struggles rarely begin with the words, "I need help." They begin with, "Don't worry about me," or "I'm just tired," or the sentence we hear almost every day, "I'm fine." The truth is, most people don't hide their pain because they enjoy suffering. They hide it because they don't want to become someone else's burden. They convince themselves that no one would understand, or worse, that no one would care. This is where Omoiyari asks something extraordinary of us. Don't only listen to what people say, learn to notice what they cannot say. Notice the friend who suddenly stops laughing as often, the co-worker who seems unusually quiet, the parent who keeps saying they're okay while carrying the weight of everyone else. Sometimes a single question asked with genuine care can change someone's entire day. Not "what's wrong," but "you don't seem like yourself today. I'm here if you want to talk." Those simple words tell another person something they may have forgotten, that they are seen, that they matter, that they don't have to carry everything alone. Perhaps the greatest gift we can offer another human being is not advice, it is our attention. Because when someone feels truly understood, their burden may not disappear, but it often becomes a little lighter. And sometimes that small difference is enough to help them keep going.
Part 4. Listening is becoming a forgotten art. Not because people no longer care, but because everyone is waiting for their turn to speak. Have you ever noticed what happens during most conversations? One person is talking while the other is already thinking about what to say next. The words are heard, but they are rarely received. Real listening feels different. It has no rush, no interruption, no need to prove a point. It simply creates space for another person to exist exactly as they are. There is an old saying that people don't always remember what you said, but they remember how you made them feel. Perhaps that's because being truly listened to is surprisingly rare. Think about the moments when life felt overwhelming. Was it the perfect advice that stayed with you? Or was it the person who sat beside you without judging, without interrupting, without trying to fix everything? Omoiyari teaches that listening is not about finding answers, it is about offering presence. Sometimes the kindest response is not a speech, it is silence. A silence that tells someone, take your time, I'm not going anywhere. You don't have to carry this alone. In Japan, many people believe that what remains unspoken can be just as important as the words themselves. A long pause, a trembling voice, eyes that avoid contact. These quiet moments often reveal far more than a conversation ever could. When we begin listening with both our ears and our hearts, something remarkable happens. People stop feeling like problems that need to be solved. They begin feeling like human beings who deserve to be understood. And perhaps, in a world where everyone is trying so hard to be heard, the greatest act of kindness is becoming the person who truly knows how to listen.
Part 5. The kindness no one ever sees. When most people think about kindness, they imagine something extraordinary, a heroic rescue, a generous donation, a moment that makes headlines. But Omoiyari tells a different story. It reminds us that the most meaningful acts of kindness are often the ones nobody notices. A child quietly picking up a piece of litter, even though someone else dropped it. A neighbor clearing snow from the sidewalk before everyone else wakes up. Someone leaving the last piece of cake because they know another person might want it more. These moments rarely receive applause. No one takes a photograph. No one posts about them online. And yet, they quietly make the world a better place. Perhaps true kindness loses something the moment it begins asking for recognition. Because once we start helping only to be praised, our attention shifts away from the person in need and back towards ourselves. Omoiyari asks for something much quieter. Do good even when no one is watching. Hold the elevator for someone running down the hallway. Leave a place a little cleaner than you found it. Return a lost wallet without expecting a reward. Send a message to a friend simply because they crossed your mind. These actions may seem small, almost invisible, But imagine if hundreds of people chose to do them every single day. A city would feel different. A workplace would feel different. A family would feel different. Kindness has never depended on the size of the action. It depends on the intention behind it. Because sometimes the smallest gesture becomes the brightest moment in someone else's day. And the beautiful thing is, you may never know the difference you made. Perhaps that is exactly what Omoiyari has been teaching all along. The greatest acts of kindness are not remembered because they were seen. They are remembered because they were felt. Part 6. Why Japan feels different. People often visit Japan and notice something they can't quite explain. The streets are clean. The trains are quiet. People stand patiently in line. Lost wallets are often returned. No one is forcing these actions. There isn't someone standing on every corner giving instructions. So what makes the difference? The answer isn't that Japanese people are perfect. They make mistakes. They struggle. They face the same challenges as everyone else. But many grow up with a simple question quietly guiding their daily lives. How will my actions affect the people around me? Before speaking loudly on a train, they think about the passengers who may be resting. Before leaving a public place, they consider the next person who will use it. Before throwing something away, they think about the shared space that belongs to everyone. This is Omoiyari in everyday life. It is not a rule, it is not a law, it is a habit of consideration. A habit so deeply woven into daily life that many people practice it without even realizing it. Imagine if each of us paused for just a few seconds before every action, before sending an angry message, before interrupting someone, before leaving a mess for another person to clean. Those few seconds could change countless interactions, because every choice we make, no matter how small, creates a ripple. Sometimes that ripple becomes frustration, and sometimes it becomes kindness. Omoiyari reminds us that living together has never been about sharing the same place. It is about sharing responsibility for one another's experience. Perhaps that is why the strongest communities are not built by extraordinary people. They are built by ordinary people, making thoughtful choices every single day.
Part 7. It begins with the way you treat yourself. There is a quiet misunderstanding about kindness. Many people believe that being kind means giving everything to everyone else, always saying yes, always putting yourself last, always carrying the weight of other people's happiness. But that is not Omoiyari, because a heart that is constantly exhausted will eventually have nothing left to give. Think about the way you speak to yourself. After making a mistake, would you use those same words on someone you love? Probably not. Yet many of us become our own harshest critics. We forgive strangers more easily than we forgive ourselves. We offer patience to others while denying it to our own hearts. Omoiyari reminds us that compassion does not stop with other people. It begins within. Rest when your body asks for it. Admit when you're overwhelmed. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Because caring for yourself is not selfish. It is what makes genuine kindness possible. Imagine trying to pour water from an empty cup. No matter how much you want to help, there is simply nothing left to give. The same is true for the human heart. When we care for our own well-being, we become more patient, more understanding, more present.
not only for ourselves, but for everyone around us. Perhaps the greatest gift you can give the people you love is becoming someone who is at peace with themselves. Because kindness that begins with guilt soon becomes exhaustion. But kindness that begins with self-respect has the strength to last a lifetime. Omoiyari teaches us that caring for others and caring for ourselves are not opposite paths. They are the same path, walking side by side. Part 8. The smallest actions change lives. When people imagine changing the world, they often think of something extraordinary, a great invention, a powerful speech, a movement that inspires millions. But life rarely changes all at once. It changes in moments so small, most people never notice them. A message that says, "I just wanted to check on you." Waiting a few extra seconds so someone can enter before the elevator doors close. Remembering how a friend takes their coffee. Thanking the person who cleans your workplace even when everyone else walks past them. These moments seem almost insignificant, yet they carry a message far greater than the action itself. They tell another person, "I noticed you." And sometimes that is exactly what a lonely heart needs to hear. The beautiful thing about Omoiyari is that it doesn't ask us to become different people overnight. It simply asks us to become a little more aware today than we were yesterday. To notice the cashier who looks exhausted, the child standing alone at school, the parent pretending everything is under control, the friend whose smile doesn't quite reach their eyes. We often underestimate the power of small moments because they don't feel dramatic. But when you look back on your own life, it is rarely the grand gestures you remember most. It is the unexpected kindness, the person who believed in you when you doubted yourself, the stranger who helped without asking for anything in return, the teacher who saw potential in you before you could see it yourself. Those moments stay with us, not because they were expensive, but because they made us feel seen. Perhaps changing the world has never required extraordinary people. Perhaps it has always begun with ordinary people, choosing one small act of thoughtfulness at a time. Part 9. What will people remember about you? There is a question that almost no one asks often enough. When your name is spoken years from now, what will people remember? They probably won't remember how busy you were. They won't remember how many hours you worked. They won't remember the phone you carried, the clothes you wore, or the number in your bank account. Time has a quiet way of washing those things away. But something else remains. People remember how they felt around you. They remember the person who made them feel safe, the friend who stayed when everyone else walked away, the teacher who believed in them, the stranger who showed unexpected kindness on an ordinary day. Those moments become memories, and memories become part of someone's life forever. Perhaps this is the greatest lesson hidden within Omoiyari. Our lives are measured less by what we achieve and more by the lives we gently touch along the way. Every conversation becomes an opportunity. Every goodbye, every smile, every act of patience, every moment of understanding. We never truly know what another person is carrying, which means we also never know how deeply a small act of kindness might affect them. Someone you encourage today may remember your words for the rest of their life. Someone you choose to forgive may finally believe they deserve a second chance. Someone you simply listen to may leave feeling lighter than when they arrived. That is the quiet power of Omoiyari. It asks us to stop measuring success only by what we gain and begin measuring it by what we give to others. Because in the end, our greatest legacy will never be the things we owned. It will always be the hearts we helped heal, often without even realizing it.
Part 10. The world we choose to leave behind. Every morning, without realizing it, we leave something behind. Sometimes it is a memory. Sometimes it is a feeling. Sometimes it is the way another person sees themselves after meeting us. The truth is, every interaction becomes part of someone else's story. A single harsh word may stay in a person's mind for years, but so can a single act of kindness. A smile offered at the right moment, a hand reaching out when someone feels alone, a quiet reminder that they matter. None of these things change history, yet they can completely change a human life. Perhaps that is why Omoiyari has survived for generations. Not because it promises success, not because it promises wealth, but because it reminds us of something we already know deep inside, that every person longs to be understood, to be respected, to be treated with gentle humanity. Imagine what our families would look like if we listened a little more, what our friendships would become if we judged a little less, what our communities could feel like if every person chose to carry just a little more consideration for those around them. The world rarely changes because of one extraordinary moment. It changes because millions of ordinary moments slowly begin moving in the same direction. And every one of those moments begins with a choice. The choice to notice, the choice to understand, the choice to care. Perhaps that is the true meaning of Omoiyari. Not becoming a different person tomorrow, but becoming a slightly more thoughtful person today. Because a kinder world will never be built by a single hero. It will always be built by ordinary people, quietly choosing, day after day, to make another person's journey just a little easier.
Final reflection. Before this journey comes to an end, there is one last thought worth holding on to. Every day, we cross paths with dozens of people. Most of them we will never meet again. A cashier at a grocery store, a stranger waiting beside us at a traffic light, a co-worker quietly eating lunch, a neighbor walking home after a long day. We rarely know what chapter of life they are living. Some may have just received wonderful news. Others may be carrying a heartbreak they have told no one about. And because we cannot see their story, every interaction becomes more important than we realize. Perhaps that is the quiet beauty of Omoiyari. It reminds us that kindness is not about changing the entire world. It is about changing the world for the person standing right in front of us. Sometimes that change is nothing more than a smile, a patient conversation, a few extra moments of listening, or simply making someone feel that they are not invisible. We often believe our lives are defined by the biggest decisions we make, but perhaps they are shaped far more by the smallest ones, the words we choose, the patience we offer, the understanding we give, the compassion we show when no one is watching. Those moments may seem ordinary today, yet they often become unforgettable memories in someone else's life. So, before this story ends, perhaps there is only one question worth asking. When someone crosses your path tomorrow, will they leave feeling lighter or heavier because they met you? That choice belongs to each of us every single day. And maybe a kinder world does not begin with governments or great leaders or extraordinary heroes. Maybe it begins with one ordinary person choosing to notice another. Because in the end, our greatest achievement will never be how successful we became. It will be how gently we walked through the lives of others. And perhaps that is the true meaning of Omoiyari. Not simply understanding another person's heart, but becoming the reason their heart feels a little less alone.